it's really an origin story. We understand by telling this story in this big scope how Robin Hood came to be.
Your father was a philosopher. He had a way of speaking that took you by the ears and by the heart.
None of these things can be written down, Robin. You must commit them to your very soul.
It's a gigantic story. It will take you to a different time period. I think that there is philosophical and spiritual aspects to the story which I think will touch people deeply.
It's the classic tale of good over bad.
The crown is owed money at home. The northern barons plead poverty, but that's always been the song of rich men. So what's to be done?
Give me leave, sire, to go north with a company of mounted men.
I'll have the merchants and landowners fill your coffers, or their coffins.
That's well said.
John was maligned as a very bad king, but I think he had a really unfair shake. You know, he was the youngest out of all the brothers. He was never meant to be king. He really wanted it, and I think he was and I think what we've tried to do is show his intelligence, that he had a real idea of what it meant to be a great king.
Little John is to me is a guy that, when it comes to his people, especially his mates, he would not hesitate to do what he had to do to bring them justice.
And he's just, you know, he's little, just like me, quick, and he's an amazing bowman. So really, all the merry men bring a strength. They each bring a strength to Robin's platoon, you know, a platoon of men.
You've got some very talented actors in this cast who are just relishing the opportunity to play these iconographic characters.
Still here, then? For the time being, refer to me as Sir Robert. I'll explain later. My men-at-arms. This is about as courtly as they get. Alan and Doyle, Will Scarlet, and Little John, Lady Marion.
I trust you had an historic evening.
Oh, for sure.
Well, Russell and I talked about it, and we said, you know, who would be the best director for this? And we both said Ridley Scott.
My first day on set, I found it breathtaking. It was sort of like, you know, being one of those little people in Gulliver's Travels. I suddenly woken up and found myself in a completely other world.
The detail, man, the attention to detail cannot be overhyped on this film. It's like the costumers and the set design and the armorers and then the archers and like every single thing is thought and to the nth degree.
The sets have been absolutely amazing. I mean, they've been extraordinarily realistic. It makes your job so much easier when you feel like you really are riding around in a medieval village.
Because Ridley hardly rehearses. We do very few takes because he wants the scene to be done in front of him. He'll put the cameras wherever. He won't tell you really where they are, and you'll just do the scene.
And I've made 5 movies with him. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, my job is to hold the paint. And, you know, if he wants more blue, I do my best to try and give him more blue.
Blood for France! Go!
It'll make a fine pincushion!